What a crazy week of comebacks and upsets and unexpected football. Kind of following the mode of the season. What do you guys think? Well, let's start with Minnesota Colts. I'm pretty sure you guys are watching that one. How does Indianapolis let Minnesota back into that game? That is unbelievable.
2 words, Matt Ryan.
Old man.
That poor guy's got a resume of blown leads now.
I watched that whole game mainly because I had a bunch of parlays. Well, only one of them had the Vikings winning on the money line. The other was 3.5 and 4, 3.5, 3.5. So I was, although they came back and had the greatest record-setting comeback of all history, they still didn't cover the goddamn spread, which pissed me off. But 33 points in the first half. I mean, I want to have tape of what they taught, what the coach said in the locker room at halftime, because they were a completely different team when they came back out there. And the Colts were exactly who we thought they were. They were who we thought they were. and they're a bad team. The Horse are terrible this year. For them to come back, it just sucked that they couldn't have figured something out in the first half. There were even more surprises to me, bigger than that comeback this week, though. But I was happy for the purple team to win outright because I did bet on them to win the division outright. So that one paid off.
Well, talk about some of the other surprises. Let's go to your team, Ryan. You guys held off the Carolina Panthers. How does that alter your view of the Steelers?
Well, it convinces me that the gambling gods are completely against me because I bet on Carolina to cover and to win. And every time I do that, I feel fine that my team wins and I lose money, because that's like, I'm okay with that. If that's a stool sports question, yes, I'll lose money every time for my team to win in advance. I thought having Trubisky out there, he's not great, but he did what needed to be done, and the defense played well. Now, I got a little emotional. I was just digging through my closet for my Franco Harris jersey, and I don't have it. My dad has it. I have I think my throwbacks happen to just be Terry Bradshaw, Mean Joe Green, and Bettis, if we're going to call that throwback. So hearing about him passing, having the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception, a game that my parents were at, and then the hype this week building up to Kenny Pickett coming back and playing the Raiders on Christmas Eve night. This is going to be my first pick. I think they're -2. I think the Steelers have slowly become a better team over the last 4 games. Even with Pickett and concussion protocol, the defense seems to be sturdier and better. And I think that the Raiders had a big fluke play with the whatever the fuck you're going to call the flea flicker pass from heaven by the Patriots. That was just hilarious. That's not going to happen. The Steelers can do what they've been doing, is chew up the clock, get 3 to 4 yards, get that outside edge, have Najee hit some holes, use Jaylen Warren, and get ahead. I think they can win this game by maybe a touchdown or more. So I'm taking the Steelers. The whole city's going to be crazy. These Pittsburgh fans that show up for the tribute to Franco Harris, and what a legend he was. Huge shout out to that guy, and just that 6'2", 230, just built tough, running through people and establishing the run game in the 70s, and really just being the heartbeat behind that team that put them into 4 Super Bowls in a forever dynasty. So huge shout out to rested in peace there, Franco.
Yeah, I do. I tweeted out a picture of my girlfriend's children, Owen. Well, they're adults now, but Owen and Cassidy got to meet Franco. It's a great picture. If you go to my Twitter account at RSTNER, a young Owen and Cassidy Murphy right there with Franco Harris. A very gracious person from what I've heard, just a truly down-to-earth person, and a key part of those just legendary Steelers teams. They were tough. They'd come right at you. And Franco's the kind of guy where they'd run the ball. There were times you knew they're running the ball. They'd give it to Franco and run it right at you anyway and get that first down. He was just that kind of player. It wasn't just an immaculate reception, although that was a heads-up, awesome play. There was a lot more to Franco Harris than that, I will say.
Oh, yeah.
But getting on to now, Carl's team gave the Eagles some scares. The Bears played them real even. Carl, what kind of thoughts you got on the Bears?
Oh, it was a beautiful thing, even though we didn't get the win. It was really nice to see. Justin Fields looks great. Defense starting to get it together. Running game looked good too. Montgomery did very well. And I'm just going to roll right into the pick.
Sure.
Since we're on the Bears. Bills v. Bears, I'm taking the over 40, and one of two scenarios is going to happen. Either the Bears will put up a fight like they did against the Eagles offensively, scoring a bunch of points, and then the Bills having to keep up with those points, or the Bills will completely run the table and they'll get over 40 points.
Well, let's move on to the Niners. It's the badass Niners, and Purdy galloping along. So it feels like somebody will stop him along the way, but I don't know. Is it going to be this week?
I mean, if we're looking at the Commanders team, they've been hot. They've been pretty good. The defense has been right in the middle of the pack. Offense has been middle of the pack. People just don't understand how good this 49ers defense is. It's incredible, but no one gets what this team is doing to every offense they play. They are dismantling them. I don't care if Brock Purdy has 150 yards passing. We're going to beat the Commanders. Now, I am a little worried about the spread, so I am going to switch it up a little bit from my normal takes of taking the spread here. Now, I'm going to go with the over 37.5. I think a couple touchdowns in the first half are going to come, especially from Terry McLaurin. But I think the 49ers are going to win this one, I think, pretty easily. I think Brock Purdy's going to put on another show, so be ready for it.
So that's my question for you, Will, because I'm in a little bit of a dilemma here, a quandary, if you will. I have been knocked out of all my money leagues in fantasy football, but the one league that I'm still in is a 12-man jam on fantasy football league where I have Jalen Hurts, Jonathan Taylor on IR. I picked up Minshew and Purdy, and now I'm flip-flopping on who to start because I also have AJ Brown and Goddard. So I'm wondering, do you just stack Minshew and hope he has a big game and I win because of the Eagles? Or do I put Purdy in there and hope that he's lights out for a better statistical, higher ceiling quarterback and still play AJ Brown and Goddard? And kind of I wanted your opinion specifically for the San Francisco pretty boy back there.
Yeah, if I can piggyback, how is the pass rush and how is the secondary of the Commanders?
Well, the first question there, I would probably rock with Brock Purdy. Only because Gardner Minshew is a great quarterback, but he doesn't throw it deep, strictly short, and that's his game. He's a Jimmy G type player, 15 yards or less, he's hitting you with the beauty every time. But you start going 20, 30, he's not getting it to you accurately on average play. So I'd probably take Brock Purdy, but I'm in the same situation. I lost Jonathan Taylor, Deebo Samuel. I need help, so I understand. Secondly, the Commanders' pass rush. Chase Young has been out most of the year. He was obviously the number 1 overall pick a couple drafts ago, and he's a beast, but definitely not a number 1 overall pick. The two defensive tackles, Payne and Allen, monsters, both of them incredible. They are the best defensive tackle tandem in the league. And then you have Montez Sweat on the outside, who's just a really quick, really fast outside edge setter. He's pretty good. So all around, that defense is pretty good. Offensive line is on the opposite side of the spectrum for the.
I've got it right here. The passing yards allowed by the Commanders average is about 214. Rushing is about 111. They're okay, yeah. And then on the other side, though, San Francisco, they're allowing more passing yardage than the Commanders, but their rushing yards are only about 75 average per game. So there you go. As far as their lines and their secondaries.
So, yeah.
Well, from what I understand is Mike White is not playing tonight. Is this correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have zero faith in Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
And I think the Jaguars have found their groove. We've been waiting for this. We've seen little flickers of it here and there.
Oh.
And now here they are. We've got a good Jacksonville Jaguars team. I say they go into New York and cover. I have a 2-point spread. Is that what you guys have?
Yeah.
Jacksonville actually they're getting 2 points. Yes, I'm taking Jacksonville in the Giants Stadium, which is the Jet Stadium, but it's Giants Stadium. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's like the pool underneath the gym in It's a Wonderful Life.
Hey, before we move on, what do you guys? Any thoughts on the Cowboys Jaguars game last week? The insanity that was the Cowboys Jaguars game.
I mean,
fuck the Cowboys for screwing my parlays as well.
You had me at fuck the Cowboys. Someone had a sign last week that said it's not a logo, it's a rating. because the star,
One
and they
star.
only hit a.
I
They only
actually
got a one
give some-
rating.
I'll give some props to Trevor Lawrence. I think the Jets have a better defense than people think. So I don't think he's going to do that as well this week against the Jets. But, I'm also like 500 with all my picks and guesses in the NFL. So what do I know? I thought that he showed up and the Jags played well. They have a good defense. The Cowboys got brought down to earth a little bit, but they're still a Super Bowl contender in the NFC, along with the 49ers. And still the Vikings. I picked them early, so I'm still going with them right. But the Jaguars might come down to earth a little bit against a solid defense with the Jets.
Still, but Zach Wilson.
I'm going to let you guys know this real quick. My wife is leaving, and my daughter has a tennis lesson that I'm going to have to take her in about 20 minutes. So I'm just going to let you know. So if we can wrap up. If we get to me, I might do a couple picks in a row.
Where are you? Go ahead.
Dad, dude. All right. So number 2, Cincinnati over Turner's Patriots. I don't know why the number's so low. I just think I think Cincinnati's rolling, man. I just think that they're a solid team. I picked them. I put $100 on them at -3, and I was scared to death after that first half, down 17 points. And then the second half came on. I'm like, okay, they're getting their flow. They're going to do that. I think that's an easy win for Cincinnati, who's getting tough. I think the Ravens are starting to suck. So I think that they're going to actually win that division there. I'm going to do another pick. I think the Browns are going to win too. And what are they? Are they -2.5?
I think I saw them at -3.
Okay, -3. I'll take that too. All they need
against
to do
the Saints.
All they need to do. Say hi, Mickey. All they need to do is have Watson control the game and just run. If Chubb's out, run Kareem Hunt. Just run. If they do that, they're going to cover. They're going to win. Is that how many picks is that? Pittsburgh, Patriots, Cincinnati, Tennessee -3 against Houston. Even without a quarterback, Derrick Henry, they're going to run over. I don't think Houston is good as good if they've been to anybody can stop Tennessee. That number's too low for me. So lock me in for Tennessee as well.
I'm going to piggyback on that. I'll tell you why. I think Vrabel will look at the film and shut down everything that the Texans have done. And also, I think the Texans they've been playing the level of their opponent. And I don't think they'll be as fired up for this game as they have been for the last couple. So I'm also taking Tennessee and giving the 3. Go ahead, guys.
Well, let me go because I'm going to do the exact opposite of what you guys are doing. I'm taking I'm taking the over on the Jacksonville Jets game. I think T. Lawrence is pretty hot. I think there'll be some scoring there. And I'm also taking Houston to win. And that's my spoiler. Tannehill out. In the last 2 games, Houston looks like a different football team.
Still losing.
Yeah.
That's true. I'll lead into
They're losing pretty, though.
It's true. Pretty losses.
Silver linings. Go ahead, Will.
That's my DJ name. Come see Pretty Losses.
Pretty losses. I'm DJ Mayo.
God, he loses every night, but it's so pretty.
I make everything taste better. I'm white. I make everything taste better. So I'm DJ Mayonnaise. All right, well.
I'll lead into my next pick. I'm going to go this one's going to be a little bit controversial, but there's a reason I'm doing it. And I'm going to take the Cowboys on the spread -5 versus the Eagles. And the reason I'm doing this is if Jalen Hurts was in this game, I'm not betting on this game. But Gardner Minshew against that defense with Micah Parsons rushing him in his first game this season starting, I think you got to really take a second and realize that Cowboys defense, their cornerbacks are not great, but their pass rush is insane. And Gardner Minshew is going to have 2.5 seconds every play to get the pass off, or he is going to be sacked. I think it's going to make a disruption in the game. The Cowboys offense looks really good. We can't deny it at this point. They got 2 great running backs, the double-headed monster. And they get CD Lamb's broken out this year. Dak Prescott looks great. So I think this will just be one of those games where the Eagles are already kind of clinched. They're kind of sitting happy at the top. And I think the Cowboys are on a revenge game after the last game they had.
And hopefully Minshew just hits Goddard across the middle all day.
And that was he liked out last week. I had a Brock Purdy hit him George Kittle all day, and we both.
Oh, Kittle had the career game this season game. Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, put him in the lineup at the last minute too. I was like, yeah, okay. Glad I did. Shit.
I say Green Bay has a great defense, but they won't be able to handle the speed of the Miami Dolphins. Miami is home, giving 3.5. I take Miami, giving 3.5 over Green Bay. I think Green Bay's peaked. I think you've seen the best out of them.
Wow, that's a low spread.
I know. I think Miami's got some tough games coming up, but this seems like the easy one.
Right. It's a weird spread to go with there.
Ryan, do you have one more pick, or have you given us all?
I got a new puppy that just escaped. I got to be back.
Okay. Go ahead, Engels.
I'm taking the over. I'm taking the over on New Orleans and the Browns. Only 32.5. Andy Dalton seems to be putting up points. Watson's getting a little bit more comfortable. So that's a pretty low over-under, so I'm going to take advantage of it. Over 32.5.
Yeah, I was thinking about going with that. But I'll go to my next pick.
You must be talking about New Orleans, Cleveland. I had an emergency one.
Yeah.
I got another weird one here coming off the Cowboys pick. I probably shouldn't be going this risky with it being so close between us, Rob. But I'm going to take the Vikings -4.5 versus the Giants. And I know last week they were down 33-0 in the first half. The defense is horrible, this and that. But you can't deny a team coming back from down 33-0 at halftime and not allowing a single point and scoring 36 unanswered. That gives me confidence in a team more than any other game could. So give me the Vikings. I think the Giants have been slowing down. They were good to start the year, and they've kind of been slowly turning, slowly getting through the end. So I think the Vikings, they're hot. They're coming off a big win. And I think at the end of the day, the Giants can just not score as many points as the Vikings will be able to. So I like this. I like the spread of -4.5.
The Chargers, how are you looking on them? What did you think of their game against the Titans last week? Did you think they were going to handle the Titans more easily? And what does that tell you about those two teams? That 17-14, kind of brutal, tough game.
The Titans are a tough team to play, man. It's when you got Derrick Henry getting 30 carries a game, it doesn't matter what the situation is, you're going to have a tough game because you got to somehow stop a freight train from getting 10 yards on a play. It's ridiculous, but people underestimate how, I guess, competitive the Titans will be every game. They've got a decent defense, great running game, and obviously the passing game has been horrific this year, but they've got the running game. I think the Chargers could have played better on offense, but, I mean, for a defense only allowing 17 points, not bad.
Can we see the puppy? Can we see the puppy? Oh.
Sorry, man. A fucking new puppy for the kids. And Mickey opened the door. A 4-year-old and a puppy. My life is just dandy.
Oh, yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Sorry, was that on the whole time?
Yeah, it's okay. Slice of life. I like it.
Oh,
do you know what my fourth pick is? I think 10 is too much. KC over Seattle. I think Seattle's going to give KC some fits and battle them and make that a tough game. I say Seattle covers the 10.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not a bad pick.
I like it.
Except for after last week.
But don't you think KC, I don't – they seem beatable. I still think Buffalo is head and shoulders above everyone in the East.
I don't know about that. The Chiefs' defense has looked a lot better than it has in prior years this year. I think we do have to admit.
What do you think about Deshaun Watson and his what's been going on with the Browns?
I mean, he's looked like someone who hasn't played football and went through court cases for the last year and a half. That's what he looks like.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I don't know what they were expecting. I mean,
yeah.
he's just going to manage the clock a little bit. But I kind of feel bad for Jacoby because he actually looked pretty decent back there.
Yeah.
But when you have Chubb and Hunt, I don't know why you're just not running the ball all the time.
Yeah.
Be the Titans.
Right.
Or play action. Play action.
I agree with all that.
And then if you could run play action with Deshaun Watson rolling to his right, I mean, you can start getting some stuff going. They just got to work with the strengths of Deshaun Watson and not try to make him an all-star quarterback for right now. Because for right now, he's an average quarterback, and you've got to get him in plays that benefit him. Just like Brock Purdy and San Fran, or just like any other quarter, like Minshew and the Eagles, this week is going to happen. They're going to have to be game managers. They're going to have to, easy plays, easy designs, because they haven't had all the time and experience. I think Deshaun Watson just needs a year to get warmed up, back in playing shape, and I think we'll see a pretty good Deshaun Watson next year.
Yeah, for that price tag, you better.
Lord,
I have some advice to ask you guys for fantasy football.
All right, bring it on.
Make this quick. I have both the Broncos and the Dallas Cowboys defenses.
Broncos.
I've got Broncos going up against the Rams.
Broncos.
And then I have Dallas going up against Minshew.
Broncos.
Yeah, I would go Broncos because the Rams are more likely to make turnovers and, have some ugly crap.
Two
But
words.
I also think that it could
Baker Mayfield.
Right.
Yeah. It could also be a big day for Dallas, though, with a lot of sacks.
Yeah,
But Philly's has much more weapons.
And they got a good O-line, which makes a big difference.
That's kind of my thinking too. It's all right. Well, that's what I have Denver slotted in there. I just getting a little confirmation.
Hey, mad love to you guys. I have to pump up some air and some tires, put a bike in, get a tennis racket, get a dog, get some kids, and get them to a tennis lesson in 20 minutes. So
That's cool, man. Thank you so much as always, Ryan. You got all 4 of your picks in, right?
All 4. Tequila's starting at definitely at 5 o'clock, if not earlier today. So,
and do you do Christmas morning or Christmas Eve? Did you do the gifts?
Christmas morning.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. But I have a fucking itinerary for Christmas right now. It's hilarious. So, wife has sent me the Christmas itinerary, and this is my first thing here is the tennis lessons. So, all right. Cheers, y'all. Merry Christmas.
Go do it. Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
You guys stick around for a minute, though. I think you've each only made 3 picks, haven't you? You haven't made your 4th yet, have you?
I don't think I made my
No, he has made them.
And I'm gonna take another little weird one. Weird game. I'm gonna go Detroit Lions -3 versus the Carolina Panthers.
There you go.
And I think the Lions, we haven't talked about it, but they're 6-2 in their last 8 games.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking wild. It's the Detroit Lions. They're supposed to be bad. They're supposed to be one of the worst teams in the league. They haven't had DeAndre Swift. I think that offense is a top 5 offense right now statistically in the league. And that's mind-blowing and mind-boggling. But I think they're going to put a whipping on the Carolina Panthers. Their defense has been pretty good. Carolina's looked, without having a quarterback, really good as a team. But I think the Detroit Lions are just going to be able to pull through. They have the momentum. They have the win streak. And they have a reason to win as they're trying to make the wild card right now. So I think Lions -3 is a good spread. The Panthers are very wish-washy, so it could either be a close one or it's going to be a blowout, and there's no in between.
And I need to eat some crow. I've made a lot of fun of Dan Campbell, but he's got that team playing really well. I still wonder if they get to the playoffs, though, and Jared Goff's your quarterback and Campbell's. I feel like they could get one and done pretty easy, but just getting the playoffs would be a big thing for the Lions, right?
A big deal, because the last time they did was Calvin Johnson and Matt Stafford. So they need something. They need something.
Have they played the Vikings this year? Of course they have, because they're in the same division.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're.
I don't think they've won.
Okay.
The Vikings are on top.
Lions and the Vikings are both 3-1 in their division.
Yep.
Carl, you make your last pick. I want to point out, Carl and I, Stu on this season closer comes out today. A Bayless Christmas.
Yeah, it's out. I already have my 4 picks. I have I've got the over on Bills and Bears. I've got the over on Jackson and Jets. I got Houston winning on the giving 3 to the Titans, and then I've got over on the New Orleans and Cleveland.
Jackson Jets is what I didn't have for you.
Yeah.
So, final thoughts. Will, I know that the lateral and all that stuff is to players brain farting on the field, but I feel that it's a symptom of the anything goes in New England right now, that they do not have confidence in their offensive coach and that they're going to wing it. Like some of our biggest plays, I'm told there have been checkdowns, and Matt calls a different play at the line and throws it to Kendrick Bourne or whatever. What do you think? Is that just a total brain fart on the field, or is that exemplary of what a dysfunctional offense the Patriots have right now?
I think of both a little bit, but that play was just wild in general. It was just a bad play. But I think the Patriots, they got a lot to work on, but I think you do have to be it should be very promising that you have a very young and not united team right now with a lot of new players, a lot of new faces. And they're still a good team, all things considered. They're competitive, and it makes any team that plays them a little bit worried before they walk in that building. I think that's something to hold your hats high on there, because the Patriots, I feel like as long as Bill Belichick's there, they will be consistently at least a 50-50 team with wins and losses.
And I also have to say that I think the Patriots, I think that they're going to put up a big fight in Foxborough. I don't think it's going to be very easy for
I don't either.
For the Bengals to come in and win.
That's why I didn't touch that game.
Yep, I didn't touch it either.
The second you think the Patriots are gonna lose, they do something.
Yeah.
But I do gotta say, if Sean Payton is available, I think he's 10 years younger than Belichick. If Sean Payton's available in the offseason,
If you're out there.
Offer Belichick GM or assistant to the GM or something. I don't think Belichick's going to be the coach next year. And if he is, that's his one more shot. We need to win a playoff game or he's out definitely after next year. So I hate to be a dick. I thank you for the 6 Super Bowls and all that. But putting your buddy on as head, offensive coach with a second-year quarterback, a guy with no experience, and it's one of the many unforgivable things lately.
Some bad decisions. I don't know, though. I think if Sean Payton's going to go anywhere, no offense, but I don't think it's going to be New England if he's coming back to the league. He's just going to have so many.
Probably not. Is there any chance? Well, Vrabel and Kraft don't get along.
Cowboys.
Really.
Cowboys would be a good place for Sean Payton to go.
Oof.
It would hurt, but it would be such a good fit.
They are a coach away from being an elite team.
They are. And they need to get rid of, oh, God, he's so bad.
McCarthy?
Yes. Oh, jeez. I don't know how he still has a job. It mind blows me. He is.
Well,
not
my girl.
I think we said this before. If the Cowboys don't make the Super Bowl this year, then he's gone.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. But I just want to tell you, Will, that I've been more interested in the 49ers lately. And my girlfriend even will sometimes watch if the Niners are playing, and that both because of you. So
yeah. Oh, those 49er games are so much fun to watch, especially with Will because he's very animated. I should record a little bit of it sometime and send it to you.
Yeah,
I may have to come out there for a playoff game if they go deep. I might have to come watch in person in Hayesville.
Yeah, it would be if we win one playoff game with Brock Purdy, I swear I'm going to be on cloud 9.
I told you for Will's 21st birthday, we're going to send him out there to San Francisco to see a game.
It'd be pretty awesome.
So what if Garoppolo comes back and is healthy? Does Purdy continue to play?
Well, you guys know where I sit on this. At this point, it's not even a surprise anymore.
What do you think Shanahan will do is the question.
Start Jimmy Garoppolo. But what should we do? Start Brock Purdy. I think if Brock Purdy remains undefeated at the end of the season, you have no reason to bench him. And if Kyle Shanahan benches him for Jimmy G after he goes undefeated, I would be very, very upset and want Kyle Shanahan to not be a 49er anymore. So I think he needs to use his brain and realize Jimmy Garoppolo is great regular season quarterback, horrible playoff quarterback. So let's put Brock Purdy in and see what happens.
That is true. If he continues to win, if he's undefeated, I would think even Shanahan.
We've already beat good teams with Brock Purdy.
Yeah,
we already have.
Sarah, you still there? Do you want to talk about what's going on with your podcast before we wrap this up?
I'm here.
I think you got a year-end preview or year-end review. Excuse me.
I do. Well, this week's episode that dropped on Tuesday was all about the Hall of Fame 2021 album, and next Tuesday is the last episode of the year, and so we're just going to look back on the whole year, what the band did, and also what the company did. There was a lot that happened. The WoW show debuted, Stew on This debuted. There was a lot that happened at DATC Media, so it's going to be fun to look back at that. And then the show will be back January 10th with a full New Year's Eve run review. So yeah.
My show of the year, I'm not as knowledgeable and an exhaustive listener as you or Jimmy Knowledge, but when they went to the Workfest and they did that 5-song first set with 3 of the songs being new songs, and then they played that great second set, and they just sounded really, really tight, like that old tightness was back. That to me, that was a huge show. That single-handedly, that one show brought me my enthusiasm back in what's the word?
Reinvigorated.
Yeah, that's a great word. Yeah, reinvigorated it. That's definitely up there as one of my favorite shows of the year. I think the Chicago show, the night before Sacred Rose back in August, I think that's up there also in like the top 5 of the year. But that workout festival set was
that was at the Vic or the Metro, or where was that?
That was at the Vic. Yeah, I was like trying to think in my mind what venue it was, but yeah, that was at the Vic. That's definitely a favorite from the year, but I would agree that workout festival set was fire.
All right. Well, wish me luck. I'm in Nashville, and it's supposed to start snowing in a few hours, and they're not used to that around here. So,
And you
I
still
gotta
have
go
to
do-
holiday shop, so definitely may the odds be ever in your favor.
I'm gonna go do something recreational. Then I'm going to walk the dog. Then I'm going to do some shopping. Then I might even go by the Nashville Predators pro shop. Which, by the way, Carl, if you like, I think I could take care of you if you want to come by Brooklyn Bowl after your hockey game Friday. You might be surprised at some of the guests with Tano Donato.
Yeah, we'll see where we're at and see what the kids and the wife want to do. I mean, we're having all three of our boys going to be with us, and
Well, that might be tricky.
and then we have to figure out how the hell we're going to go from place to place without jackets and stuff.
Yeah, be careful. You're going to be driving your own car or in a rent-a-car?
Yeah, we're driving out there.
You staying here?
We have a Airbnb,
Good.
so
Well, be safe.
we don't have any precipitation in our forecast. The only thing is like some rain tonight. It's supposed to drop. It's crazy. It is supposed to drop 40 degrees in 8 hours.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it's supposed to do here too. We're supposed to be getting some snow tonight, and then it's like 40 right now, and then it's supposed to be like 12.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be ridiculous.
We're going from
Go ahead.
45. We're going from 45 to 5 in 8 hours.
Ugh.
It's 5 degrees every hour.
Yeah, it's going to be less with wind chill. It's going to be like -10 around here, and the Tennessee people are just like beside themselves, even at the very thought of it. And we're already starting to see. I want to go by a grocery store and just videotape some of the madness. People grabbing bread and toilet paper and such.
It's crazy because the hockey rink's going to be really nice and warm and toasty.
I know. All right, you guys. Well, thank you as always.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a great Christmas.
You
Merry
too.
Christmas, everybody.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
And maybe Will even listen to the Bayless episode. Get Will to listen.
That'd be awesome.
Love you guys.
Love you
Love
too.
you.
Take care.
See you guys.